KSYR TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
Good morning. Welcome in. Happy Friday. It is 5 o'clock on a Feel Good Friday. Got Rachel and Ryan with you today. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, March 20th is the date if you're keeping score at home. We're wearing our orange today because the women's team plays tomorrow. We're excited about that. Of course, we'll have much more on all the big news for the orange happening. But we do want to begin with the weather. She dressed for spring because it is the first day of spring. Good morning, Kate.
With the springy color. I'm trying to manifest some more spring weather around here. We are kicking off our first day of spring on a chilly note. A lot of you waking up even to some frost on the windshield. Temperatures below freezing in the upper 20s at the moment, but we also have a wintry mix on our hands. We have both rain and snow coming in later this morning. You can see that already emerging out of Ontario, moving across Michigan. So by lunchtime, we're going to be dealing with some raindrops, and farther north you go, mixing in with some slushy snow. Could see some minor accumulations by the end of the day. Temperatures climbing up to the 40s for a lot of us. How does the weekend look? Well, we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
Okay, so we start overseas with the war in Iran. Israel.
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
Well, this is probably what your windshields are going to look like as you are stepping out the door this morning. We have frost with temperatures. A lot of you dropped just below freezing, enough to create a little layer of ice out there. So you want to give yourself at least an extra minute or two. Hopefully you didn't take the ice scrapers out of the car just yet, or at least just have your defrosters going for that extra minute before you head out the door this morning, because our temperatures are in the upper 20s at the moment. So a lot of us are below freezing as we are starting your Friday morning off chilly, but fairly quiet. We do have a mostly clear sky now, but that's not going to be the case for too much longer. A cloudy, dry start to our morning at the bus stop, but coming home, those kids are going to want to wear something waterproof, or at least that outer layer needs to be something that it's a rain jacket or something that is water resistant, because you are coming home in rain and it is going to be coming down pretty heavy and steady at times. We have temperatures in the 40s to near 50 degrees in the Finger Lakes, but farther to the north and to the east from Watertown and the North Country, we have highs in the 30s for you. So on the satellite and radar, we have a mostly clear sky from the thruway south, but we're going to widen the view out. This is what's headed our way. We have some wet, slushy snow, a little bit of a wintry mix, and then some rain. So the timing of this, after about 10, 11 o'clock, we're going to notice more and more of this precipitation moving in. Again, at first, it's mostly that wet, slushy snow from Watertown to the North Country. Meanwhile, the rest of us is just mostly rainy. You can see the darker shades of the greens and even the yellows. That's some pretty heavy, steady rain. This is moving through here this afternoon. By this evening, things start to taper off a bit, and then by 9 o'clock tonight, this is pretty much all wrapped up and leaving us with a cloudy night with temperatures dropping right around the freezing mark again for tomorrow morning. We're looking at upwards of a ½ inch to an inch of rainfall, maybe a little bit more in some spots. So there's certainly going to be a lot of sogginess outside. And farther to the north and east you go, that's where our accumulating snow is most likely in northern Jefferson and Lewis counties, as much as 3 or 4 inches of some very slushy snow. We even have a winter weather advisory for the counties bordering the Canadian border in Canada for you. So we're mostly cloudy for a good chunk of the day tomorrow. In the afternoon, we'll try and break out some of the sunshine with temperatures seasonable in the low 40s for tomorrow. But then we have our next system moving in late Saturday night, and as early as Sunday morning, we're waking up to some rain showers. We're going to be in and out of these rounds of rain showers pretty much throughout the day, especially in the afternoon on Sunday and into the evening, ending as a little bit of snow when that front is dropping down to our south, bringing in more cold air. Yeah, no, winter is not done with us, as we're only in the 30s with snow showers on Monday. Tuesday, highs in the 40s. We'll have some 40s to near 50 degrees for Wednesday and into Thursday.
Thank you, Kate. Time now 5:06.
Now, your forecast first. certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, we got temperatures today about seasonable. Some spots a little bit milder than others. In Syracuse, we're going for highs in the upper 40s and even down into the Finger Lakes, pushing near 50 degrees. Upper 40s kind of goes to the wayside. Farther north you go, though, up towards Watertown, going for a high of only 36 degrees. And farther north you go, better chances of a little bit of snow mixing in. Most of us are just rain showers happening this afternoon and this evening, coming in pretty heavy and steady at times. Right around 2, 3, 4 o'clock later today, and then our chances start to taper off a bit. Not bad for tomorrow. Clouds, a few afternoon breaks of sunshine, highs in the 40s. Sunday, we have temperatures, really just depends on where you are. Along the thruway, 40s, warmer farther south you go, but we have rounds of rain returning on Sunday. Ice on the windshield. Very good.
Imagine that.
Oh, that was many years ago.
Someone past kindergarten.
And well, listen, now the
Way to go. I will say your reference yesterday about like the dusty diamonds, or what did you say?
Oh, diamond dust.
Diamond dust. That sounds so fun. My diamonds look a little dusty out here. But yeah, that's what the car reminded me.
What are you gonna do with her? Yeah.
Oh, man, the dusty diamonds.
The dusty diamonds. But that car did have a nice little diamond look to it.
Sparkly.
Sparkly. There you go.
Sparkly.
That's the
There
word
we
I'm looking
go.
for.
Sparkled.
Okay.
Are we
Let's
warming
get
up
away
at all?
from this.
It depends on your definition of warm.
Okay, so we're not going to feel like spring today.
No.
Warmer.
I mean, a little warmer than yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
By
Baby
like
steps.
2 degrees, if that. It is a colder morning than it was yesterday. I mean, the proof is in the pudding there with the frost that we have outside. Many of us are in the upper 20s at the moment. That's because our sky cleared out just enough, and we've had some of that frost form, but now some clouds are rolling on in, and eventually some rain and a bit of a wintry mix, especially farther north you go. So we'll have quite a bit of temperature spread. We have temperatures 40s for Syracuse, near 50 in the Finger Lakes, but then 30s farther north you go. And that's where we could find at least a little bit of snow by the end of the day as well.
Just Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And a very good Friday morning to you. Live look right now from the Kathy Skynet 9 camera. We're looking pretty quiet as we look out over downtown Syracuse. It is a chilly start to our day. We have temperatures in the upper 20s this morning, so a frosty start to spring. Spring officially begins later this morning at 10:46 this morning. Well, if only Mother Nature can take a note, because, well, our temperatures, it's quite cool this morning, but this afternoon we'll get up to about seasonable for this time of year, depending on where you are. A cloudy, cool start to the day, but by the end of the day, it's going to be pretty rainy around here. So the kids are going to want to leave the house wearing at least that waterproof outer layer, that outer shell, because, well, as they're coming home from the bus stop, it is going to be quite soggy around here. Temperatures, we have 40s from Syracuse to near 50 in the Finger Lakes, 30s farther north you go. That's where we run into a little bit of a wintry mix as well. So the satellite and radar showing clouds starting to move in. We've had a mostly clear sky, which is why our temperatures really have fallen off. Even some frost on the windshields for a lot of you. But we're tracking this next area of low pressure right here. It's moving along our front. And that's going to give us a decent amount of rainfall for a lot of us here. So you can see on our timecast, precipitation chances really start to go up after about 9 o'clock this morning. Mostly some wet, slushy snow farther north you go, but thruway south, we're just rain. You can see that rain-snow line just kind of hugging just south of Watertown, Lowville, up near Old Forge. Steady, heavy rain for those after-school hours, and then during the evening commute, it's still pretty damp outside, but our rain starts to kind of wrap up, and then after sunset tonight, we're pretty much done with it, giving us a cloudy finish to the day and clouds when you wake up tomorrow morning. So how much rain? Well, we're looking at upwards of a ½ inch to at least an inch of rain for a lot of us. So not enough to cause too many flooding issues, but your sump pumps are definitely going to be running on overdrive today. And a lot of your yards are just going to continue to add on to the puddles out there. How much snow? You really have to go up towards the Canadian border and into the Adirondacks, but a slushy couple of inches north of Watertown and northern Lewis County cannot be completely ruled out. That's actually where we do have some winter weather advisories up in the North Country. Tomorrow's not bad, though. We'll have temperatures the 30s and 40s. Probably not as warm as many of us like it, but it's mostly dry and cloudy. We'll sneak in a little bit of sun in the afternoon. Saturday night into Sunday, though, we have our next low. This is going to give us some rain first thing Sunday morning. We'll be in and out of some rounds of rain throughout the day. We're really starting to come down pretty good Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. And eventually that air turning cold enough to change over to some snow showers, spilling over into Monday with highs dropping back to the 30s. We are not done with these Arctic intrusions. We'll see them occasionally for the next at least couple of weeks. Our highs are really struggling to get too much into the mid-40s for mid-next week.
RTV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the morning news.
Good morning and welcome in. It is 6 o'clock on a Friday. We got Ryan and Rachel with you today. We made it.
We made it. Yes, it does feel good to be on a Friday, and it is March 20th.
The first day of spring.
The first day of spring, and we have frosty thoughts on that first day of spring there, Kate.
I know.
But she looks springy.
Well, I'm trying to manifest at least some slightly warmer air. I'll even take just at least a couple of 50s at this point. But for some of you, you may come close to 50 degrees today, but it's coming with some rain, too. We are waking up quite frosty outside. A lot of you have frost on the windshield, so give yourself at least an extra minute or two to clear that off before you head out the door, because we are waking up below freezing in the upper 20s. Eventually, we have some rain moving in. And farther north you are, you could even have a little bit of a wintry mix, especially up in the North Country today, where we do have a couple of winter weather advisories. This rain is coming down pretty heavy and steady at times, right in the mid-afternoon, 2, 3, 4 o'clock today. Quickly moves out of here this evening, giving us a bit of a split weekend. One day will be better versus the other. We'll talk more about that with your Timecast in a few minutes.
Thank you, Kate. We start over.
Now, Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
Well, a very good frosty first day of spring. Spring officially begins at 10:46 this morning, but we know Mother Nature runs on her own timeline, and this is a prime example of that. So you want to give yourself a few extra minutes heading out the door this morning, because your windshield probably looks like this. Very sparkly out there, but of course you don't want that on your windshield as you are trying to get out the door. At least there's no other hazards, anything falling from the sky this morning. That's not necessarily the case, though, this afternoon. We have temperatures below freezing, and it is 29 at the Syracuse airport. From the New York State Mesonet Network, everyone is below freezing this morning, but we'll rise it up a little bit. It's quiet, it's cloudy this morning, but those kids, they are going to want something waterproof, because when you are coming home from work, your kids are coming home from school, it's going to be coming down in buckets. Some very steady, heavy rain moving in right at drop-off time, 2, 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. At least it's not going to be a very cold day for most of us. 40s from Syracuse and into the Finger Lakes. However, you go farther north from Watertown, the North Country, that's where you'll find mid-30s and also a better chance at some slushy snow mixing in. So on the radar, things are pretty quiet at the moment. Clouds are starting to move in. And we're going to notice a bit this wintry mix. This area of low pressure is just kind of moving along our front here. And so that's going to give us a bit of a soggy start to spring. So you can see on our Timecast, things come rolling on in here as early as 9 o'clock this morning with some of that slushy snow. Eventually, most of our snow is concentrated way up in the top of the North Country and the Adirondacks. Meanwhile, you got that rain-snow line kind of right around Watertown and Lowville, and just dealing with rain, and pretty steady rain too, right in the middle part of the afternoon. Things easing up a little bit during the evening rush hour, and then for the rest of the night, things are pretty quiet. It's cloudy. We'll wake up tomorrow morning around 30 degrees again. But we could see as much as a ½ inch to an inch of rainfall, so that's going to make things pretty soggy around here, but our chances for snow concentrated northern Jefferson, Lewis counties and up into St. Lawrence County. County where there is a winter weather advisory. We pick things up tomorrow morning. Now, if you have outdoor plans at all, tomorrow, not that bad. We have clouds, a little bit of afternoon sun. Temperatures, though, still feeling kind of chilly out there with highs only in the low 40s. And then for Saturday night, we have our next system. So Sunday morning, we're waking up. There's going to be a little bit of rain. If you are running the Syracuse half, you want to dress appropriate for some rain showers. We'll be in and out of these rounds of rain in the morning, but it really picks up its pace right in the mid-afternoon. Temperatures, quite the spread. 40s in Syracuse, 30s up north, but then you have 60s down in Binghamton. We got one of those kind of warm fronts setting up over us, but that does draw in the colder air again. We're not done with these Arctic intrusions where we have 30s and snow showers on Monday and then 40s for the rest of the week.
I like it. Arctic intrusion. I'm going to steal that. We're waking up to an Arctic intrusion.
There you go.
All right,
Conversational.
Well, it is conversational.